Hey guys, welcome. It's a holiday. It is Out of the Park Baseball 24 release time. It's not release date, it's actually Wednesday. I got my key yesterday, and I have been playing this game essentially nonstop for the last 36 hours, and it's pretty darn stable. So, instead of waiting until Friday to record that first video, we're going to get that first video out today. Today being Wednesday, episode 2 will be out on Friday. And then Saturday, we're going to do a live stream. So keep an eye on my channel for that information. Speaking of my channel, give the video some love if you would. This is episode 1. So obviously the algorithm gods are watching. Leave the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you would, leave a comment, interact with me. I love it. And join the Discord. I'll put a link to the Discord in the description below. Yeah, so that's all that stuff out of the way. Let's get to the gameplay. And like I said, I've been playing this game basically nonstop since about 9 a.m. yesterday morning. I had to sleep yesterday, but I got up early and jumped right back in today. And we're going to get started here with the Chicago Cubs. So episode 1 will likely just be sort of a setup, and we'll probably play game 1, go into then take a look at the new 3D mode. So we're going to take over the Cubbies here, and this is going to be different for me. I usually don't take a team that has a lot of money, and I guess their budget isn't all that high right now, but normally I take teams with a lot of money. Here we're gonna take on the Cubs and see what we can do to bring them to relevance and see if we can get the Cubs another World Series or 2. Yeah, let's jump in and let's take a look at some of the new features really quickly as we kind of move along here. So the first thing are the dynamic owner goals. So if we go to the owner goals now, we have 4 goals right now. We have to improve the team record or play close to 500 ball. Increase the staff cohesion, improve our fan interest, and build up to reach the playoffs. You can see our staff cohesion goal has a discuss button next to it. That is the dynamic owner goals. So if we click on discuss, it will give us another option. We either need to improve the staff cohesion this season or build our farm system to a top 6 team within the next 2 years. I'm not sure I can do that. So if I decline, it may stick with this one, and it may give me another one. So I think I'm going to decline because I think we can probably improve this if we need to. This is a little more arbitrary, especially when you factor in we don't have a lot of money, excess money right now for player development and scouting. So if we accepted this, it would go from this goal here to the new proposed goal. If I click cancel, we can discuss it later. I think I'm going to click decline and see if we get another option. He's given me another choice. Cool. So here we go. This is one we can probably do. And again, I tend to play these games with the do not fire option on. So a lot of these aren't going to matter too much, but maybe it may give him the opportunity. Maybe he'll give us a little more money or something like that if we keep him happy. So this is what I'm actually going to take. So, we are going to acquire an all-star player this season. So we'll switch to, and right now we're at Cody Bellinger is the closest match. I mean, he technically is an all-star. So, and so we've got the player, we've got our owner goals. So that's kind of out of the way there. Let's look at personnel. I want to kind of do all the behind the scenes stuff, right? Before we take a look at the team itself. So personnel, Carter Hawkins is our assistant GM, Andy Green, Tommy Hotovy, Dustin Kelly, Mike Napoli. Party at Napoli is our first base coach, Willie Harris. Our third base coach, Dan Kantrovitz, is our scout, and Nick Frangella is our trainer. Highly favorite tools, which I like. He's good at all 4. And what about our trainer? Our trainer's not good at prevention, so that's definitely something I want to take a look at. Available personnel. Let's look at trainers first. And we do have the legend Rick Jameson on here. I don't know if he's going to want to come be our trainer, but we'll ask him. He will sign a contract with us, so we'll bring in Rick Jameson as per usual, right? To be our our new team trainer. Let's take a look at scouts and see what we have for scouts. Isoroku Nakamura. Outstanding. Highly favored tools. Yep, that's the guy we want. And we'll sign him to a contract as well. So we'll grab a new scout, grab a new trainer. We'll pay that money and send the other guys away. I think we're fine with our other with Napoli, Harris, Kelly, Hodavi, and Green at the moment. Why is Mike Napoli not better at teaching catching than Willie Harris? I don't understand that. Decent. Yeah, Napoli's not great, but I love Mike Napoli, so we're gonna hang on to him. So we'll set that there. Scouting and development. Now you can only change during the off season, so we can change them here. You can also, I think, change them from. You can't. Excuse me. Yeah, they're down here. Excuse me. So we have 7.5. Yeah, our fan interest of 59. We got good. We're gonna have some. We have some work to do here. So we have $7.5 million. I do want to add. Is that right? No, it's 75 million. I do want to add as much as we can here right now, and we'll build this up over time, right? As we get more money available, we will add it. But I also want to make sure, I want to make sure we have money for it, especially with the way international amateurs works now. I want to make sure that we've got money available for it. And then the draft budget, we'll have to draft based on what we have for money. So we have our finances set. We have our coaching staff set. Let's take a look at the team. We'll start with the pitching staff, and it's not a great pitching staff. So our starters are number 1, Marcus Stroman. And again, our scouting accuracy is average, so we'll get everybody scouted up here, in the next couple of weeks. But Stroman last season, 6-7 in 25 starts with the Cubs. He signed a 3-year, $71 million contract. So he's got $25 million this year, and then an opt-out after next season, and then $21 million next year if he keeps that. Justin Steele, 27 years old. His third season with the team, 4-7 with a 3.18 last year. Looks pretty good. Has the good movement, couple of good pitches. He's a ground ball pitcher. Jameson Taillon, 31 years old, injury prone, but really, really good for the Yankees a year ago. He is a 4-year, $68 million contract. That's likely a deal we're probably going to try to move here, as he is fragile already. Keegan Thompson, another, I want to say young, but he's really not, right? 27 years old for Keegan Thompson, swingman a year ago, still making the league minimum. And then Adrian Sampson, $1.9 million in ARB, made 21 starts a year ago. So there's our starting rotation. We do also have Drew Smiley sitting there on the back end as well if we need him. It's not a great bullpen. I think Hayden Wesneski was really good last year in 6 starts. Not crazy about those ratings. We'll see if they are not as they seem. Adbert Alzolay, 28 years old, feels like he's been in the Cubs system forever. Only pitched in 6 games a year ago due to injury. Brad Boxberger, veteran, pitched 70 games for Milwaukee a year ago. Michael Fulmer's another one who feels like he's been around forever. Spent some time with Detroit and Minnesota last year. Mark Leiter Jr., 2-7 with a 3.99 a year ago. Julian Merriweather, another well-traveled pitcher. Spent a lot of time at various levels for Toronto a year ago. Rowan Wick, 2-star, 30-year-old in his 3rd season with the Cubs. And then Brandon Hughes. Good stuff. 8 saves in 57 games. Good stuff. Extreme fly ball. Probably not great for Wrigley, but we'll see how that works. So not a lot going on from a pitching perspective here. And we got a couple of really expensive contracts. Stroman and Taillon are both players that could be on their way out. Offensively, we have some talent. I think we have some talent offensively. Contreras is gone, So our two catchers this year are the well-traveled 35-year-old Yan Gomes, making $6 million this season, and a team option for next season. He'll at least give us some good defense, along with Tucker Barnhart, probably a bit better offensively, but again, pretty good with the gloves. So we've got a couple of decent catching options. At first base, we have three options. We've got Eric Hosmer, the veteran, signed for the league minimum after splitting time with Boston and the Padres a year ago. Matt Mervis, 24-year-old, looking to break in this season, has a little bit of pop, that 60 home run power. Edwin Rios, a 28-year-old, spent time in the Dodgers organization, again, has some pop. Middle infield is kind of the one place I think we're in decent shape. We've got Nico Horner, who is really solid at second for us, put up 3 WAR a year ago. 280, 327, 410. Not a lot of power, but very good defensively. Good number 2 hitter, I think, with that contact and that avoid K. Nick Madrigal, we'll have to find a home for him, I think. Again, another contact type bat, traded from the south side to the north side a couple of years back. Only hit 250 a year ago. David Bodie signed to that long-term contract a couple of years back, 8 years, $29 million. Not a contract I love, but he can play multiple positions, I guess. Patrick Wisdom, 31-year-old now, but back-to-back 25 home run season, so a little bit of pop over there at third. Christopher Morel, 23-year-old, probably play all over the diamond this season for us. You can see he plays everywhere, so be nice to have him playing various positions for us. And then the big offseason acquisition, Dansby Swanson. So up the middle, we I think, are in good shape with Horner and Swanson. It's just building around them. That's a lot of money, though. It's a lot of money. Ian Happ surprisingly came back to the Cubs this season. He has 1 year left on that contract. 17 home runs, 42 doubles a year ago. Might be a player we look to move if we are out of it. Cody Bellinger to the Cubs on a 1 year make good type contract, or I guess a 2 year. He's got a player opt out and a team option attached to that. If he can get anywhere close to the Cody Bellinger of his first 3 seasons in LA, that would be great. My guess is he ends up around here, but we have Bellinger in center, and then Trey Mancini, the very inspirational Trey Mancini, playing split time last year between Baltimore and Houston. Zach McKinstry, another versatile player. So between him and Morel, we've got a couple players who can play all over the infield and outfield. And then Nelson Velasquez, a 24-year-old, probably not quite ready for the show yet, but has some upside there. So that is our big league roster out of the gate. Prospect wise, we got a couple of good ones. I know we've got PCA. Yeah, we're 17th overall. We have 3 top 100 prospects. The first is Moises Ballesteros, the number 21 prospect in the game, a catcher who can rake. His catching is good enough. You can take that 50 ability and the 65 arm, especially with the new version of OOTP. You know, going back to last year, where we don't the catcher ability isn't quite as drastic an effect as it had been previously. Ballesteros is our top prospect. Pete Crow Armstrong, looking forward to getting him up and sticking him in center field for the next decade. Picked him up a year ago. I was in 2022 from the Mets for Javi Baez. So he's always been a favorite of mine in out of the park baseball. You know, I love those defensive outfielders, but it appears this version of PCA can hit a little bit. So that might be nice to see. Still a couple of years away. And then Owen Cassie, right fielder, left fielder with a lot of pop. Again, assuming these ratings are legit, and we'll have to get accurate readings on them. You know, we're only average, but great contact, great home run power, great eye and discipline. So a couple of really, really good prospects in our minor league system. If we look at our system overall, we also have Kevin Alcantara, center fielder, 20-year-old. He has never really developed in previous games, but we'll see how this one looks. And he's probably not a center fielder, especially if we have PCA. He's probably not a center fielder with those ratings, but we'll get back to that. He's 104th. Porter Hodge is the number 200 overall prospect. Again, ratings could be off on him, but he looks just okay. Triantos is another one I'm excited about. Third baseman with a high contact and above average bat set otherwise. He looks like he could be a pretty solid prospect as well. Anybody else that really stands out that I'm familiar with? There are a lot of players here that I'm not, but Luke Little. Luke Little is a player that I always like to pick up in previous seasons. He's only 1.5 star, 2-star here, but we have some higher end talent, right? With Triantos, Alcantara, Cassie, Crow Armstrong, and Ballesteros. So we'll see how those players develop. So we are, what day are we on? We're on March 9th. So let's take a look and see if there are any, it's the trade block. Let's see if there are any free agents that we want to go ahead and sign here in the early going. Roy Morales, catcher with a little bit of pop in his bat, played for St. Paul a year ago. Bring back Albert Almora. I don't think we need to be making any sort of drastic changes at the moment, right? I mean, really any changes at all. Just wanted to see if maybe there were some potential guys here. And there are some names here, but again, with these guys being average, I can't imagine that they are as good as they appear here, or they wouldn't be free agents, right? Their teams wouldn't have released them. At least that's my take on it. Yeah, so I think what we do now is we just sim ahead. We'll just, what else do I need to do? Is there anything else I need to do? Front office, I set my scouting and development. Let's put ticket prices. I'll leave ticket prices the way they are. We need to win, right? We need to win a little bit before we can start bumping ticket prices. Staff roles are set. Yeah, we'll just sim ahead kind of a week at a time here. And the game now only loads. You only have the option to play or load pregame. You only have the option to put in the Korean Baseball League. And the international or the independent leagues, all of the other leagues that the game used to have, honk ball, the in the Netherlands, and they don't have the rights to a lot of those, or to any of them, so they're not in the game anymore. So when you start the game runs quicker, which is nice because you don't have as many leagues running. But Nakamura will sign with us here shortly. So I think we just get up to opening day. We set our rosters and everything. We'll play opening day, and then we'll call it an episode 1. And then, like I said, episode 2 will be Friday morning sometime, and then Saturday night I'll probably do a live stream, and then Sunday I'm going to do a live stream over on General Manager Games, as we will be taking on the Chicago White Sox over on GM Games. So we're going to be doing a pair of Chicago Let's Plays here with Out of the Park 24. Let's see which team we can win with first. So, yeah, and I'll keep simming here. And, guys, again, I'll just bring it up once more. And I'm really bad at promoting myself, so the fact that I'm doing it, it's really awkward for me. But, yeah, with this being video 1, leave the video a like if you would, please. Leave a comment. Tell me how good I am at the game. Tell me how bad I am at the game. I don't care. Subscribe to the channel. I love the support. I appreciate it. But even if you don't do any of that stuff, thanks for watching. I truly appreciate it. Yeah. All right. So we are a couple of days away from. Oh, we also have some players on the injury list. Players I should have thought of. Kyle Hendricks. Contract expires. It's a team option after next year. So that's nice to know that even if we can't trade him this season, that's a contract we won't have to deal with next year. Cody Hoyer. I got to get the scouting up on him, but pretty good fastball. Ethan Roberts, a 25-year-old, another reliever, and then Seiya Suzuki. Bit of a disappointment in his first year with the Cubs. We'll get him back shortly and stick him in the outfield. He's got 4 years left on his deal. Speaking of that, let's go in here and let's make sure that we get scouting on everyone. scouting report, go to the minor leagues. And, I could sort of nickel and dime this, but what I like to do is I like to get scouting on everybody who's 2.5 stars or more. I don't care what level they're at. And it takes a while. It takes like the first month and a half, first month maybe, to kind of get accurate scouting reports on everyone. But Brennan Davis, he's another one I forgot about. But you can see we've got low and very low, especially now with the new scout coming in, right? We want to get our new scout's opinion on, Braylon Marquez is another one. We want to get our new scout's opinion on everybody. So this is going to take forever, but that's okay. All right, so it is, I don't, as great as the World Baseball Classic was this year, I'm not going to take on a team. We'll keep an eye on it and we'll watch and see what happened. But yeah, World Baseball Classic, man, was just absolutely awesome. I hope you guys all watched it. But last night watching Ohtani and Trout go at it, that was just incredible. It really, really was. All right, so Suzuki's out for 2 to 3 more weeks. Hoyer's out for 6 weeks. Hendricks out for 6 weeks. We have 30 players on our roster. We got to cut that down to 26. Yeah, 26. So AAA doesn't look bad. We got Miguel Amaya, another young catching prospect. Javier Assad doesn't look particularly good. Ben Brown looks okay. 3 good pitches. I mean, we won't really know anything until we get scouting back on some of these players, but yeah, some decent names here. We will go ahead and disable promotion on some of these better players. We don't want the AI jerking them around. All right, so we got 30 players on our roster. 14, we need to send 1 pitcher down. It's hard to tell because we don't have accurate scouting. So Rowan Wick, I mean, if scouting was accurate, I think we send Azalea down. So we're at 13 pitchers. We'll set the roster here in a minute. I just want to make sure we have the right number of players. So we have to get to 26. We got to send 3 batters down. Rios and Velazquez are the 2 definites. Morel, no. I'd like to just move Bodie, but I don't know that that's an option right now. Madrigal, I mean, we've got Morel and McKinstry. We can play all over the field. Can we send Madrigal down? We can. All right. So that'll be our opening day roster. Let's go ahead and get up to opening day. And we will play opening day. So I'm super excited. Yeah, like I said, I've been playing this basically nonstop. I got the key late Monday night. Woke up Tuesday morning, loaded it immediately, played pretty much all day yesterday. I went to bed late, got up early today, played it some more. All right, so do we have any top 10 prospects? We don't. Alvarez, Gunnar Henderson, Yuri Perez, Corbin Carroll just signed that huge contract with Arizona. Bobby Miller, Tamar Johnson, Gavin Williams, Drew Jones, Jackson Merrill, Tristan Cassius. Where do the Cubs fall now? 16th. So Cassie's dropped to 100th. Crow Armstrong's moved up to 38th. Okay. So we're going to be taking on, I assume, Corbin Burns and the Milwaukee Brewers here on opening day. So Stroman will be our opening day starter. That is fine. Steele, let's just move the veteran up. Steele, Thompson, Sampson is okay. Yuck, our pitching staff is not good. Yeah, Hughes, I think, is fine as our closer. I don't like the fly ballness of him. I don't think that's a word, but I don't like the fly ballness of him in Wrigley. maybe the only real option we have. Fulmer and Boxberger as our setup guy. Yeah, I don't really care. Right, year one, especially with this team, it's not going to matter if we win 80 games this year. I'll be shocked. But do we have, yeah, we don't have any ground ball pitchers, which is a thing I love. So I think we're just going to leave this as is. We'll see what we get from Wisniewski. It might make sense to move him into the rotation, but for now we'll go with this. Lineups, let's go ahead and clear the lineups. Batting ratings, who's our best contact hitter? That's Gap Power. Thank you. All right, so Nico Hoerner is going to be our number 2 hitter. Batting eye, I'm not crazy about. Swanson is our number 3. Is Eric Hosmer our leadoff hitter against righties? I think he is. 55 I, 55 avoid K. I think he is. That's Tucker Barnhart. I didn't want Barnhart there. I wanted Swanson there. All right. Then we will go Mervis. DH. Yep. Mervis at DH. Wisdom at third. We still need all of our outfielders. Stick Bellinger in there in the 6th hole at center. Mancini in right. I forgot about Ian Happ. We got to get Ian Happ out there batting before. We'll put Ian Happ up here. Yeah. And then catcher. Tucker Barnhart. Jan Gomes. Gomes against lefties, Barnhart against righties, I guess. We will just fill that in and see what we see. So it wants McKinstry at second and third. Hoerner backing up at short. Morel's got to get more playing time than this. I think he plays a whole lot more against righties. What are his outfield ratings? 60. It's passable in center field with the 60 rating. It's not great, but it's passable. What's his infield rating? 55. Yeah, he's not a shortstop. We don't really have a backup shortstop. Although McKinstry, I guess, is passable at short. Not going to play much. Morel will back up at third and second. Get him out there a few times a week. Then play a little bit more over at third. So he'll play 3 times a week. McKinstry will play a couple times a week. All right, let's copy. Let's paste. So against lefties, we get Hosmer out of there and put Mervis is a lefty too. I don't want either of them out there really. Morel will come in. How tall is he? He's 5'11", so I don't want him playing first. He'll DH. He will DH. We'll move. We still need a leadoff hitter against lefties. That's the problem. Gomes will come in for Barnhart. We're missing a first baseman. Is it David Bodie? Ugh. We just stick with Hosmer. I think we just stick with Hosmer, but we don't bat him leadoff. I think we'll move Happ up to the leadoff spot. Do something like that. I mean, it's not great, but it's okay. As good as it's going to be with this team, I think. All right. I think we are good. Let's go ahead and game was canceled due to bad weather. Welcome to Chicago in April, folks. Let's go ahead and finish today. Oh, it's Milwaukee. Even worse. Okay. So we did get the day off, so we are going to be playing it today. Let's jump in now. All right, so our lineup is Hosmer, Hoerner, Swanson, Mervis, Happ, Bellinger, Mancini, Wisdom, Barnhart with Stroman on the mound. They got Turang, Mitchell, Adames, Tellez, William Contreras, Winker, Urias, Yelich, Brian Anderson, and the stud Corbin Burns on the mound. We're going to go with the large labels just because I like the way the large labels look. We are going to disable the sound. Short play-by-play. Cool. All right, let's start the game. Let's see if we can upset Milwaukee on opening day. And here we go. So Stroman will pitch to Turang as we are at home. This is Wrigley. I think it said at Milwaukee, but this is Wrigley. Stroman to Turang leading things off. And they start with a first pitch or a leadoff single. Turang, throw down to second. He's in there safely. Oh, and I wanted to show you from a shift perspective. You no longer have the hard shift. You have the weak shift left and right. You still have players on both sides of the infield. Oh, look at this. Look at the spray charts. Oh, I love this. I don't think I want to leave it on all game, but I love this. That is awesome. All right, let's 2-2 pitch. Mitchell hits it out to center over the head of the center fielder Bellinger, and double. So a single and a double leads to a run for Milwaukee here in inning number 1. Dame strikes out. Rowdy Tellez hits a fly ball to right field. And on it comes Mancini. He makes the catch. So he's a pull hitter, so we can shift to the left. I like looking at this. Let's look at that again. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Another base hit to center. Is that going to score Mitchell? It will. Down to second goes Contreras. We are down 2-0. Ground ball to third. We get out of the inning, but we give up a couple. We're facing Corbin Burns. I don't anticipate this is going to go well for us. But look at that. Starting Eric Hosmer in the leadoff position. He draws a 4-pitch walk. Nico Horner now. Drive to right, and you can see names and numbers, guys, on the back of the jerseys. Names and numbers on the back of the 3D jerseys. Pretty darn cool, if you ask me. A couple of walks here, 2 on, 1 out in the first. Matt Mervis, infield fly rule. Ian Happ, 2 on, 2 out. And we strand 2 runners in the first inning. Luis Urias strikes out swinging. Ground ball back to the pitcher. 2 away on Yelich, and now Anderson. Fly ball to right center. So a 1-2-3 inning for Stroman here in the second. Bellinger leads off. Walk number 3 for Corbin Burns here through an inning plus. Trey Mancini on the infield, and he beats that out. An infield single. So the first 2 batters reach here in the second. Wisdom strikes out. Barnhart strikes out. And Hosmer grounds out to first. So we've been getting some base runners here against Corbin Burns. He's not able to get anything in. Turang draws a leadoff walk. Mitchell doubled to center his first time up. Looks like he'll pop out to center here in inning number 3. Adames, ground ball in front of the plate. Throw down to second, fielder's choice over there. So Adames now down at first base. Rowdy Tellez, 4 unassisted, and that retires the side in the top of the third. Nico Horner strikes out. Dansby Swanson swings at the 3-0 pitch and picks up his first hit as a Cub. Base hit to left here, a 1-out single in the third inning. Mervis strikes out. 5 strikeouts for Burns through 2 2/3. Make it 6-3 for Corbin, but he's throwing a lot of pitches. Stroman's at 52 through 3. Contreras, fly ball to left. Catch is made, 1 out. Jesse Winker, he strikes out. And Luis Urias strikes out looking. So 1, 2, 3, fourth. Bellinger draws a walk. Mancini had an infield single his first time. Grounds into the 6-4 fielder's choice. Wisdom strikes out. And Barnhart strikes out. That's 8 strikeouts through 4 for Burns. They'll send up Yelich, Anderson, and Turang. Christian Yelich, he strikes out. Anderson, he strikes out. And Turang pops out to center. So we finally get Bryce Turang here in the 5th. And it's turned into a pretty good start for Marcus Stroman. Where's he at pitches-wise? Burns is at 75 through 4. Stroman's at 78 through 5. So we should probably have somebody up starting next inning. Hosmer leads it off. Fly ball to left center, 1 away. Nico Horner draws a walk. Burns has walked 5 here on opening day. Dansby Swanson draws a walk. Matt Mervis strikes out. I think that's 10 strikeouts for Burns. He's still out there. 93 pitches through 4 2/3 innings against Ian Happ. Fly ball to left. That's going to stay in the park, though. We're through 5. We're still down 2-0. Let's get somebody up. Merriweather, I guess. Yeah, Stroman's only at 78 pitches, so if he doesn't get into any trouble, we will let him stay out there. Well, just as I say that, he gives up a home run to Garrett Mitchell. It's 3-0. 2 to Adames. There's a base hit to center, so it looks like maybe he's starting to falter here a little bit. Infield, shift right. 1-2 to Tellez. There's a strikeout. Where's he at? Pitch, he's at 92. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring in Merriweather here in the 6th inning. 3-1 from Merriweather to Contreras. Base hit to center field. 2 on, 1 out here in the 6th. Winker grounds to first. And we turn over the 3-6-1 double play. So we will go to the bottom of the 6th down by 3. Burns is still out there. Bellinger strikes out. That's 10 strikeouts now for Burns. Now he comes out and they bring in Hobie Milner to face Trey Mancini. Mancini strikes out. Patrick Wisdom. It's a fly ball to center. Is that going to have enough juice? And at the wall, the catch is made. Let's get somebody up just in case. Merriweather's only thrown 7 pitches, but it's fine. Oops. Let's get Rowan Wick up. First pitch to, or the payoff pitch to Urias is a strikeout. Now Yelich. Man, Christian Yelich used to be so good. Base hit to center field. So a 2-out single gets up to the top of the order now. Let's see what Turang does here on swings at the first pitch. Hits it to Bellinger, and that retires the side. So we go to the stretch. We're still down. I'm going to sit Wick down. We'll get Leiter up. We'll have him come in and pitch. Barnhart, 1-2 to him. Strike out. We got Hosmer, lefty on lefty. Base hit. Eric Hosmer reaches base for a 2nd time today. Throw down to first. He's in safely. Horner to right center field. That splits the outfielders. Hosmer hits 2nd. He'll score. That's a 1-out triple for Nico Horner. We get on the board, and the tying run is at the plate. Horner is hurt, because of course he is. An oblique strain. Wonderful. So McKinstry. No, Morel will come in and play 2nd. Dansby Swanson, the tying run at the plate. The 0-2 to Dansby. Swings and misses. Payoff pitch now to Mervis. Swings, strikes out looking. So we get a run. We strand a runner at third here with one out. That was a little disappointing. Garrett Mitchell's had himself a game, an RBI double and a solo home run his last time up. He strikes out here. Dames. He walks. Tellez is hit by a pitch. Contreras, a pull hitter, will shift to the left. Throw it on to third. Adame steals third. 2-2 now to Contreras. Strike three. So runners at the corners, 2 outs. Jesse Winker is a pull hitter. We will shift right. Winker strikes out. All right, so we go to the bottom of the 8th, down by 2. Who's going to pitch the 9th for us? Rowan Wick will pitch the 9th for us. And we will send up who? Happ, Bellinger, Mancini against Matt Bush, the former #1 pick. Matt Bush strikes out Ian Happ. Bellinger now. Cody Fowle. Oh, ground out. Okay, well, there's a visual bug. Oof, we have struck out a lot in this game. Bring in Rowan Wick here to pitch the 9th. He'll face Urias, Yelich, and Anderson. Rowan Wick, the payoff pitch. Ground ball too short. 1 away. Yelich now. Fly ball to center. 2 away. And Anderson. 2-2 pitch to him. Strike 3. So we got really good pitching today, I think. Really good pitching. Our offense has abandoned us a bit. They'll go to Devin Williams, the absolute stud here in the 9th, to lock us down. Patrick Wisdom, another deep fly ball. This one will stay in the park, though. 1 out. Barnhart. Base hit to left, or is that going to be? That's going to be extra bases for Tucker. He will coast in to second with a 1-out double. Tying run coming to the plate. And Eric Hosmer checks his swing. He goes down swinging, and Morel now. And that will do it. So we lose on opening day. We struck out, 18 times? Yeah, we struck out 18 times on opening day against Corbin Burns, Milner, Bush, and Williams. Corbin gets the win, 5 1/3. Walked 6. Stroman was okay. Gave up those 2 runs in the first, but really settled down after that. Our bullpen was rock solid. Nico Horner tripled and had an RBI before he got hurt. So that is opening day. So I don't think, normally when I play these games, what I do is I will sim ahead a little bit and kind of catch you up on what happened. I don't think I'm going to do that here. I think Friday, next video, we will pick up right here on opening day, and we'll sim a day at a time, and we'll just sort of see how things go for the Cubs. And then as we get into the series a little bit, excuse me, maybe we will spread things out a little bit more. Ultimately, though, guys, you tell me what you want me to do, and that's what I will do. So that is episode 1 in the books of Out of the Park Baseball 24 with the Chicago Cubs, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back. I didn't introduce myself. My name's Aaron. I'll do that again next time. So before the next video, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. I appreciate all your support. I'll talk to everybody soon. This was a wonky ending. I'll talk to you in a couple of days. Bye-bye.